Hello, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join us on the show today. We've got Alec Kelly, All Bear.
I'm on the phone.
You're on the phone to Michael Beale. But Michael Beale and Rangers were stunned today, boys, in a very harsh introduction to Scottish football for our new recruits. All Bear.
Oh dear. Bad day at the office, mate. That's what I'm putting it in there. Bad day at the office. Still no getting me grips with playing that part. They just play better on that part than we did. Outfought us, outran us. That's it. We created nothing, mate. So, I don't know what to say. It's just a bad day. I thought the game panned out being the turgid affair that I thought it would be. And I knew it wasn't going to be high scoring. But we didn't create anything, mate. Nothing at all.
Alec, for you, where did it go wrong today, mate?
We didn't score first. Start with that. That's another first goal we've lost. Poor attitude. No leaders in the team. Seemed to lose their way. The mere Kilmarnk remained in the game. It gave them more determination to dig in and just look for that one opportunity, and it fell. And it was self-inflicted again. Deficiencies in defence, didn't clear our lines the way we should deal with it, and obviously we didn't score. So bad start to the season.
Indeed. When I was doing the port report for this game, mate, I seen the interview with Derek McInnes, and he said, in the build-up to it, they wanted to give Rangers and Celtic more of a game this season. He said he didn't have to wait long for that, boys, did he? But we know how he plays. We know how he plays, Albert. We know he's organised. We know he's defensively, the structure in defensive midfield will be on point, and it'll make it very difficult to whoever's playing down there, to get a result against them.
Yeah.
So that's the frustrating part for me, Albert.
I mean, Bill knows exactly the way he plays. He knows that park. He knows everything about it. So there's no surprises for him. But his team, he looked surprised. Lindstrom and all them should know. All the ones that have played in there before, they all should know. But they all looked stunned. What's happening today? We don't know what's happening today. It's the same way. They play the same way all the time against everybody like that. And we just didn't cope with it, let's be honest. Don't get me wrong. I don't think they deserve to win. I don't think that. But they scored the goal, so that gives them the win. And we didn't. But at the end of the day, you need to look at it and say to yourself, well, come on, what's happening here? I don't understand the system we're playing. I'm not good at tactics anyway, but I just don't understand what we're trying to do. I really don't. We're trying to play right through the middle of defences. There's about 300 defenders in there, playing 1-2s that everybody's reading. You're going, at least if you're going to play a 1-2, disguise it between you and your mate. I mean, everybody's reading. All day long they were reading the 1-2s and just stepping in and taking the ball away. Long balls up to Big Desser, who wasn't in the game at all, was if you're going to play that kind of football, and I'm not saying don't use that tactic, but if you're going to do it, hit the guy with the ball. They're hitting balls up to him. He's got to fight to get the ball, then hold it up, then wait for player. At least give him the ball. Get the ball to him at his feet or a chest high so he's bringing it under control. But you're not giving the guy any chance whatsoever. It's ridiculous. But hey, it'll get better. It will get better.
Alec?
We hope it gets better. It needs to get better for Beale's sake. If he wasn't under pressure before the start of the season, he certainly put himself under pressure now. And the crowd will let him know they're not happy with that. Because, listen, it's all about wins. I don't particularly care how we played today. All right, we would love to play nice football, we would love to be scoring fantastic goals, but seeing in Scotland, when you're going to that sort of park and up against that sort of opponent, it's all about fight and desire and organisation and will to win, leadership, something that we're still lacking. He's not addressed it, and Southside touched on it last night. I mean, numerous callers have touched on it before, Andy Oyster, to name amongst others. It's just there's no urgency in the team when they're finding themselves in that position, because it's as if they're going through the motions and they don't see a reason to kind of up the game, up the tempo. We're asking did the last 10 minutes, but at that point, Kilmarnk are totally bedded in. and the most you're going to get out of that
Alex,
game is a draw.
You look at Tavernier, for example. He takes a corner on the left-hand side. It's like Hoffenheim. He takes a corner. The ball goes right across the area, goes out. They kick it out for a shy on his side of the park. Cantwell, or whoever it was, picks the ball, and he's got to wait all that time for Tavernier to come across to that side of the park, to that side of the park, to take a shy. You go, what is it we're doing here? What kind of football is this we're trying to play? Then one time, Cantwell just takes a shy, and Tavernier's looking at him to say, that's my job, I have to take the shies. When you get away for us, Tavernier taking corner kicks and Barisic's taking corner kicks, Tavernier taking all the shies, Barisic's taking all the shies. When you get away, when you speed up, when you actually open their minds and start playing football, you can't wait for teams to get into their defensive shape and then expect to walk through them. It's not going to happen. Even teams up here, I mean, and it's not the best league in the world, but they're still, I told you before, you can teach shape apes to how to defend. It's not that difficult. And then when the hit is on the break, they're better at playing on that part than we are, and that showed up today, because they looked at times, they were ripping us apart at times. You looked at it and go, what are they doing? That's what we're not doing. So we need to take our leaf out there, but stop trying to outmaster them and outthink them. Just look at the way they play on that part and copy it. They play that way, we'll play that way. Because if we play that way, we're better players. We'll get the result. But we don't. We try to play this flowing football in that part, and it's not designed for that. It really isn't. And then we tried. Rascals try to carry the ball. You can't. You know yourself, Portland. You cannot run with the ball in the park. You can't. It's too sticky.
Yeah, I think we were very pedestrian again for me, guys. I felt it was similar to watching us the way we were last year. I felt there was no creativity in midfield, although we're believed to have a lot more creativity when you get Lammers, the team, Seamer, Dessers was on, Dowell was there and Lundstrom. But I felt Lundstrom and Dowell were doing similar jobs. Raskin's protecting. There was possession, a lot of possession with no real penetration. I think that's pretty fair, and I think if you're going to knock the ball about quick on that pitch, we need to be running a lot faster. We need to be moving the ball quicker. Our decision making has to be sharper. But I think we're giving Kilmarnk too much time. I think to get back into their shape at every point today, without really creating a chance. I think the only clear cut chance I can think of was the one with Seamer back heel. He's trying to lob the keeper with the back heel, and then Dessers one near the end of the first half, down to the bottom left hand side. I think that's the only two chances that I can think of. We had even on target in the first half, which isn't good enough. I just think we have to, if it's not going well tactically, you touched it. If it's not going great tactically and you're trying to win a game, sometimes you just have to be a dog and get tore in. And that's what I see this in the show the other night, mate. I think we're still too nice. I still think we need a madman in the middle of the park, a madman in defence. I just think we just need to be stopped. It's great watching nice football, but it's not all about being nice.
In your personal battle sport, that's what's wrong. When if you're playing against a guy at the end of the day and they're fighting, they're scratching, kicking, punching, doing anything. If you're playing against that, you need to match it, and then if you're a class player, your class will show. But if you don't match it, but Big Lammers didn't match that today, and he was near the game. I don't know why. I don't know why he stayed on so long. And I like Big Lammers as a class player, but for that part, he did not enjoy that part one bit. You couldn't get the ball under control or nothing. You could see it. He was not enjoying it. But I don't understand what we're trying to do, what style of football we're trying to play, because we're not creating nothing. And through the friendlies as well, you've got to remember, we didn't create much through the 4 friendlies as well. So what are we playing? If you don't create chances, we're not going to score. So what are we doing?
I agree, mate. Right, I'm going to get the phone lines opened up, lads. So I dare say it's going to be hot. So let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Alec, what were pedestrians? Do you think we were very pedestrian to yourself? Do you think of how we played?
You're right, we were one-paced, as I said, no urgency, no desire. And we gave a reason for Kilmarnk to camp in the way they did. The longer they're in the game, at 0-0 even, they're not going to change their formation, their tactics. But when you give them that goal, even more reason to camp in. When you go, Andy,
How you doing?
How you doing, sir? All right. Who's in the panel, right?
We've got Port Bear, AK, and All Bear.
All Bear's my favourite. Right, no offence, but All Bear's my favourite. No offence, boys. All Bear is my favourite, 100%. He's even in top of the Ox boy, you know what I mean? What do you think, All Bear? What do you think? A terrible result, isn't it?
Oh, it was terrible, mate. There's no getting away from that. We can't stick with Heed and Sands with this one, mate. That was just pathetic. It was pathetic. But it's a style of play. Everything we could do wrong, we done wrong today. Everything about the parts, at that part, playing that team and playing that shape against that shape, everything you could do wrong, we done wrong today. What are we trying to do? But I don't understand. Maybe you can help me out here. What system are we trying to play? I don't understand.
I don't know. All Bear. Sorry for interrupting.
Carry on.
That goal, he never did a point blank save to make all game. He every ball was easy. Every corner was easy. Every free kick was easy. And Beale knows he was here with Gerrard for 2.5, 3 years. They know how they're going to play. They're just going to sit back, shook up. And they are crap, by the way. They'll probably get relegated. And they've taken 3 points off us today. Unbelievable.
The good thing about from McInnes's point of view, that team know how to play that part. And everybody go to their part twice. So all that, I don't think they'll get really. I think they'll pick up a lot of points down there.
I think that's where they pick the points up, All Bear, aye. That's where they pick the points up, aye.
But for us, we should be more clever. We should know the score here. But I'm going to cut them a bit of slack here. I'm going to give them a bit of slack and say, right, okay, that was bad. That's a bad day at the office. Put that as a bad day at the office. Please don't let that happen again. Right, and let them go for there. But they need to improve 1,000% by Wednesday, because they're not going to get away with that on Wednesday.
No. But the thing is, they're going to get they play Wednesday. They're going to sit back and defend. They're going to be a game. We're going to get time in the ball. We're going to get, and all our players are going to get time on the ball. But that, the boys, the young team, who are David Noyes pals, I've bought it with that door. There's 10 young boys. They're all singing for the same sheet. We know how they play. How do we know? I mean, Bill knows how they play. Exactly. How did you know? And you've got two sitting defenders. Lindstrom, what's he playing for? He shouldn't be playing. You've got attack, because they're not going to attack. And that boy Mail, he looked all right, wasn't he? The boy we let it go. He looked quite. But we've got defensive.
Andy, what we doing with that caller, mate? Blue Star, how you doing, mate? Blue Star on?
I think he's in, yeah. What?
No, the Blue Stars, he'll be raging, eh, mate? The Blue Stars will be raging.
Oh dear. A bad start.
Listen, All Bear, we know how they play. We've played them for season. We know how they set up. They just play on the break. Big high ball, waste much time as you can, and then they go with their last defender, and they've got one through the middle. And the only chance they had, they scored. Because Big Butland looked all right. He was out 2 or 3 times. He saved it a couple of times, by the way. Couple of times he got it right. I like the jib of Big Butland. I think he'll do all right for us because he come out for the boys. But we know how they play, All Bear. We know how they play, and we still can't.
We walk straight in here again, mate. We walk straight in here. We walked up with our eyes wide open. We walk straight in here, and you're saying that shouldn't happen. Not just something shouldn't happen. I'll listen to Bill and see what he's saying about it, but I can't understand. I'm scratching my head. The best one to talk to about tactics is Port and Alec, because they know more about tactics than me, because I just don't get it. I don't get what they're trying to do here.
No, I don't get it here. Listen, you sit there, you've got one set, you've your defence in one set, and you're all attack, because they're sitting back, and we're too narrow. We're not Big Seamer. I don't know what the jury's talking to him. He can beat a man, but you're looking at two wide players to defend. I mean,
I need to cut across you, mate. We've been joined by
Blue Star. Takes care.
How you doing, mate?
Oh, I need you ask. I'm no like Albert. I call it as I see it. I can't cut them any slack. It's easy to criticise, we all know that, but we're 5 games in now. Let's not kid ourselves on. We're 5 games in. Yes, we might have been playing against better opposition, but tell me one player you've seen on that part of the day that's increased in fight, desire. I'll even go as far as to say passing in the 5 games, because I've not seen it, guys. And the one thing that I laboured on, the fact the whole of last season was pace. Our manager has come out repeatedly in every presser saying that he's increased the squad size, he's increased with the pace and virality of the team. Well, I'm not seeing any pace at all. And the alarming thing for me was after 10 minutes, guys, he never changed it at all. The one thing that's mega alarming is I'm watching them with Lammers, I'm watching them with Dowell, and these guys are getting the ball. The ball isn't going forward. There are a number of times for the whole of the first half, even into the second, we get to the halfway line and that ball's going back to our back kicks. I'm sorry, guys. I don't want to see that. To score goals, you've got to get that ball forward. You must punch between lines if there's a defence in front of you. We never seen that the whole game. The two chances they weren't even proper chances, but the 2 shots that went towards the goal, one was a back heel with the guy with Seema with his back to goal, and the one that fell to Dessers. Oh my goodness, guys! I'm telling you, a blind man would have had that ball in the back of the net. Dessers looks yards off the pace. Yes, he's just at the club. We all know that. But we're 5 games in now, guys. You tell me what his structure was the other day. And we can't blame the park. No way I'm giving him an excuse of playing in the park. You're playing against a team that's hanging back. You must punch holes in them. We created nothing going forward. We never even go forward. Let's be truthful. I'm not just feeling. I'm actually angry, guys, because I expected far better. We all did, but I'm not seeing it. There's no width in the team whatsoever, and you're playing with guys that are playing tippy-tappy football. That's no hurting teams. You must run at teams as a unit. We've not got that. Tell me how I'm wrong, because I'm telling you, I'm not seeing any pace at all, Port. And Albert and AK. Honestly, no pace whatsoever. The width, and Albert got that thing right. We spoke about it last night. You're watching Tav running for the right back to outside left to take every corner. He even ran a sprinted for the second half for the far side out to this near side. He sprinted harder than he done the whole game to take a shy. Are you kidding me on? We're a goal down, and there was no urgency. I'm really angry because we're not spending money on a manager like that. It's a rookie, and he is a rookie. Let's not kid ourselves here. But I'm not seeing any improvement in 5 games. That's the point here. No improvement at all.
You've been joined with Jim. How you doing, Jim? You've heard Blue Star. Did you hear the Blue Star's thoughts, mate?
By the way, I'm just on there. I'm just on to say the exact same as she just said there. Is anybody actually surprised by that performance and that result? Don't get me wrong. The goals came for, again, a mistake for a throw-in. Now, come on. We've got 3 guys running about the ball, and the guy gets a shot away.
Yeah.
But
schoolboy.
The alarming thing is, he's not even trying to change the shape. He's not even trying to change the shape. Nothing.
Jim, we've been touching on it. Do you see what the shape is, mate? Because I think some people have a real, real thoughts on what we're actually trying to do. Oxy's
they were quite happy to give us all the ball. We had a lot of the ball, and the end product was next to nothing. The thing there, I wholly agree with what your man said there about Tav having to run the whole length for the park to take a throw in when there's a guy ready to take it. What's going on here? What is it that's actually going on here?
We're not even Sorry, Jim, we're not even mixing set pieces which are supposed to improve on. There's a set piece coach. I think we're very wasteful at set pieces today. Corners, Tav, Borna, every single one of them, in swingers. You know, I'm struggling to understand what instruction they're getting. Somebody's going to need to tell Tav to, you know, go on the road to somebody else that gets a wee shot at taking set pieces, because this constant in swingers, same every time. Every team seems to know how to set up against us. And
we trumpeted all these signings, big physical boys, all like that. Oh, we've got a physical presence now. Excuse my language, but we're the softest shite, Barry. Softest shite, and I'm sorry. If you want to ban me, Barry, if you want to ban me for it, fair dues, but it's softest shite all over the park.
Definitely.
Okay.
Can't argue with that. Jim's right. I mean, we spoke about it off air before we came on. That everything's repetitive. It's we kind of highlighted it ourselves. Why are we doing in-swinging corners when the keeper's 6'6" or whatever and come to collect every single ball? You need to mix it up. You need to have Borna doing an outswinger then, or somebody else doing outswingers. Players on the edge of the penalty are looking for a spill. Have a shot at goal. That's what I noticed with Kilmarnk. As soon as they get a shot at goal, Butland made a great save to stop it going for 2-0. We're not doing that. But nothing changed. And we need to mix it up. We're becoming too predictable. Again, for me, we're sacrificing Lundstrom in the midfield. He is absolutely got no effect on the ball whatsoever, other than to go in, split the two centre halves, which push the two full-backs up. That's where our width is coming from. But see if we're not getting down the lines, down the channels, there's nobody in the box. 7 Kilmarnk defenders right across that 18-year box. They're just sweeping everything up.
Alec, what player in our team caused them bother today? Tell me one player, because I never seen anybody causing them bother. That's the alarming thing. We didn't play as a unit at all. There's no formation. These guys are out in that park passing the ball backwards. We get rid of that years ago, supposed to have been. And that's what we've done. It's square balls all the time. There's nothing getting punched forward. He leaves Dessers up the park, basically in the box himself. And the amount of times that the ball did go in anywhere near the box, he was never in the box. We've seen that last season with Morelos. So the rest of your players, these guys that are ball players must punch between the lines for other guys to run and move. There's no running and movement to our team at all. The lack of movement's alarming.
We do have another caller, guys. Warren, how you doing, mate? What do you think of that?
Oh, crikey. Absolutely gutted. I'm absolutely gutted. I was thinking, see before the game of the day, you're looking at the signings we've made, and I'm thinking man for man, Kilmarnock and the Rangers team, there's no way on earth that mob could beat us. And with the way the results went at 5 o'clock tonight, I thought we could actually be top of the league tonight. And Blue Star, I want to apologise to you. I've been a critic of yours in the past, been a bit negative, but you've nailed a lot of things in the head. I'm absolutely gutted tonight. It's absolutely shocking. That display today was shocking. These players have come in and there's no pattern. There's nothing there at all. But we've seen the pre-season right now. We know the pre-season was abysmal. But you're thinking, see when it gets under orders, see when we start, Rangers are going to start playing. And I just could not believe what I was actually watching today.
It wasn't good to watch at all. Warren, I think we're all struggling to sort of figure out.
I'm alarmed at. I see the game in midweek. I'm actually alarmed at that. My glass is usually always half full. I come on, I think it would maybe be March, I think it was, and I tried to get to the boys who were criticising Bill. I said, no, we need to stick by him. I'll tell you, see tonight, I'm on the floor, I've got doubts. You bring these players in, and they'll run the boot like flaming headless chickens. They really are. And I hate to say that about the Rangers, I hate to say it, but... And just one other thing I want to say is I was hearing Andy for Leeds maybe not be too well. Best of luck to the fella.
Good, Andy's fine, mate. Don't let him kid you.
Maybe it's just a hangover he's got.
Cheers, Warren.
Alec, what do you think about Warren's comments, mate?
We're all hurting.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean... Blue Star's just calling it as he sees it as Matchday's day. But we're hurting because we care, and that's just unacceptable. Beale needs to drive that into the players. Performances like that is unacceptable. We've got thousands travelling to watch your team on a daily basis, basically. You know, and they guys will all be raging the night, and quite rightly so. That is not a performance we expect out of our Rangers team. I want to see players angry on the park and fence questioning, you know, to get a sort of desire, whatever, up for the other players. Nobody is doing that. There's no urgency. You know, there's nothing even coming for a bench, and that is alarming too. We really need to, you know, get this in our head that it's all about winning in our club. And if that is starting to set in already, it's not a good start to the season, because that Servette mob, I watched a wee bit of their game today. They have got resilience, believe me. I watched them last week at home, 2-0 down at home. They came back in 2 each. They were down twice in that game in Genk, and they came back twice, and they won through in penalty kicks. Tonight, again, away from home, they scored a 96-minute equaliser. So that team have got fight and desire, something that we are sadly lacking, I'm afraid.
Is it concerning anybody that the fact we played 96 minutes and we only had maybe, four chances, four clear shots at goal? Is that concerning anybody, Albert?
100%.
Oh, of course it is, mate. Of course it is. And when Kent and Morelos know them, they were only creating chances. I think it's the system. I think it's the system he's playing. I think it's his tactics. It's Mins. You can't keep playing like this and no create chances. That's what, 8 forwards now. We've tried and we're still not creating any chances. It's going to be the system, mate. I know the blocks are hard to play against, but other teams play against it and seem to score against it, but we can't. And we don't create anything. That's the thing about it. I mean, you can't actually say Dessers had umpteen chances, or Delio, when he came on, he had a few chances, or Simmers had a few chances. Nobody had any real chances. Simmers, Big Dessers had one chance in the whole game. That was his sum total in the whole game. You're getting it. That's not good enough, mate. That's just simply not good enough. But the midfield, for example, what are they supposed to be doing? Are they supposed to be getting up to support the followers or getting by them? So when Big Dessers gets the ball, he can slip it through to them. Lammers is the same. What is he supposed to be doing? And one thing you'll need to sort out is Cantwell. Cantwell needs to be put back into his proper position, and it's Lammers that should be fighting him, no the other way about it. This is nonsense, by the way. Big Lammers, if he wants to play that position, he's going to do a lot better than he done today. But Cantwell's going to be played there. That is his position. Play him. We know Cantwell can play it. So, as far as I'm concerned, you need to find a position for Lammers. No Cantwell.
Indeed, mate.
It's a lack of movement, guys. It's a lack of movement. There's no movement. You've got for Wayne's, you pass the ball and your players must move. We're passing the ball sideways and backwards. There's very few balls getting punched through the lines to go forwards for forwards even to attempt to run on it. But there's nobody running. There's no movement after the ball at all. So where's his structure? If you're not playing with wingers and you're playing down through the middle, your players that are in the middle must take other defenders on to take the ball by them. We never seen that in the whole game. Where's his ideas? He's playing the same way the whole time. And then you're allowed 5 subs, guys. I don't know about you, but when you're talking about 25 minutes into a second half, before he's even attempting to make a sub, when you're seeing it's clearly not working, that's baffling. That is absolutely baffling. And then it still doesn't change. Where's his ideas?
I did notice a change to a back three at some times, Blue Star. A couple of times went to a back three and tried to push Borland and Tav up. But even when that happened, Raskin and Lundstrom were dropping deep again, and as you said lately, the ball was getting back to me. But what concerns me with that also tells me that Raskin when they were looking up and Lundstrom when they were looking up, even Butland at times when he's looking up, there's no options. There's nobody looking for the ball, screaming for it, going after them not. Do you have another caller, boys? Smurf's back in. So how you doing, Smurf? What did you think of today, mate? Smurf?
Hi, can you hear me?
Aye, yeah, mate.
Aye, sorry, mate. I thought I was on mute and I put myself on mute. No, I agree with everything the boys are saying. I agree with everything. But what I would say is, you can't make excuses. But I watched it, it was obvious they'd narrowed the pitch. They'd played without a recognised. Talk about pace, you need space to run into. There was no space, it was congested. I thought Kelly were brilliant today in how they fought. They fought for everything and showed a real real guts and a real physicality. I think although we've a quote for Tavernier about the land of the giants.
So, but Lockie Smith.
He's got nothing about him, not any guts in him. And the boy Dowell, I saw him, no pace, tracking back, getting left for dead. The boy Dessers, no pace. I think if that's not a wake-up call for what they're in for in Scottish football, it might not be the best league in the world, but what it is get teams that are going to compete, and they're going to use everything they can to their advantage, and they're going to still, nullify you in any way they can, and you better have a pair of cojones, because if you don't, you're going to lose games like that, and they can't afford to lose too many of them.
Indeed, mate. Jim, what do you think of Smith's poise, mate? AK?
We're all getting stuck on mute. No, listen, Smith, again, bang on what you're saying. We're recognising the deficiencies in the team. Why is Beale no changing things to suit? As I say, it just looks like square pegs, round holes in it. He's trying to play a system that doesn't suit the players that he's got available to him. He needs to change his formation for that. Blue Star said there, Cantwell was our best player towards the end of the season, but all of a sudden he's dropped out of the team. He's moved position to accommodate other new signings. No, I'm sorry, Lammers is on that part today. 84 minutes. Tell me what he done. Absolutely nothing for me. Dessers done nothing. He was, even Morelos was doing more than what Dessers was doing today. All right, he had a good shot first half, but apart from that, he didn't pose a threat. He wasn't a physical threat. He wasn't a threat for pace. He wasn't getting the balls in, to be fair to him. But we need to recognise to change it, and change it earlier than what he's doing. All of this, he needs to wait an hour before he's given the opportunity to change it for his bench. He's got a top quality bench here that he didn't have last season. He needs to recognise that after 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Get him off. You're not doing your job properly. Get somebody on that will. Show a bit of, heart, desire, get in about them. And we're not seeing that. And that is alarming.
Can I just say something to the boys? Can I just ask, see all the new signings, and if the boys have seen the pre-season games and today, who's been your... I know Lammers has done his bit, but maybe other than that, who's actually stepped up to the fore? Who showed something?
Nobody so far.
Very few.
And I hate to say it. See the boy Seema? I see my turned on the skies.
Yeah.
To be fair, I thought
you're not seeing a proper structure. You have to. Your manager has to. If he brings the players in, he tells us all straight. He's been watching some of these guys for the best part of 2 years, so he obviously knows what they're capable of doing. So therefore, you've got to have a system, a style of play to suit. We're 5 games in now, and I know some of the guys are just in the door. I get that, but tell me what his structure is. Because we've not hurted any team so far, none of them. And the days was the most alarming. We know about the plastic pitch, but come on, guys, we've got a better pitch than that at Ibrox, at Auchenhowie, so that they can play on it. It's the actual structure. This carry on that you're playing with 3 and 4 different number 10s, because that's exactly what they are. And they're all hanging about the halfway line. They're not taking the ball by a player. Therefore, they're not hurting the opposing team. You must punch holes. We did not punch any holes in that Kelly team at all. Whether they've got most of their players back or no, we've faced that for the last 3 seasons and we've struggled. So he brings these new players
Michael,
in.
can I just get your thoughts on that game?
We're going here for the manager, guys.
Okay.
And just get your thoughts on that game today.
Hugely disappointed, not so much with the effort but our quality at times. We had a lot of possession, 18 shots without really working the goalkeeper as well as we should have done towards the end of the first half. I thought we had 1 or 2 really good opportunities and we don't take them. And in a tight game and the way that Kilmarnk were defending with so many numbers, you have to, if you can't win the game, don't get beat. And the goal we concede is not good enough. We all know that. So yeah, a really, really disappointing day. It couldn't be any more disappointing than we expected. A hell of a lot more. Me, the players, the staff, but most importantly the fans. So we'll apologise to them, and we'll come back strong in midweek.
How frustrating was that to have so much of the ball and not really be able to test the keeper too much this afternoon?
Yeah, well, we know the surface. We don't want to make an excuse for that, 'cause it's the same for both teams. But we know the surface is slow, and they defended resolutely. And every time we put the ball in the box, their players were there. I thought we had one or two really good opportunities, and we took our time getting our shot off, or we were hesitant in getting our shot off. And so it's a lesson for us. It's really, the change room in there is really down, but they got to bounce back quickly. It's the first game of the season. We've had a lot of excitement around the club recently, and this will obviously is a bit of a setback, to say the least. So, but it's one game. We need to move forward quickly.
Yeah, how do the squad do that, and how do you pick them up again ahead of a big game midweek?
Well, we need the fans on Wednesday for sure. It's a different competition, and we're hugely ambitious in terms of wanting to qualify for the Champions League. A Servette team's in front of us that got a fantastic result last week. So we need to bounce back with a strong performance and a really positive night on Wednesday.
Right, that's the manager's thoughts, guys.
Can I just come in there? Sorry,
Warren, you go.
So what I was going to say there is it's something that's always been on my mind since Michael Beale's appointment, and I'm not saying he should be sacked or anything like that. I'm not sort of getting carried away. It's only the first game of the season, but his background is as a youth coach.
Yeah.
And I think he's got a very idealistic view of football. A lot of the players, they're very technically gifted, etc. They're all same kind of type. Lammers and Cantwell and that, they're all good in the ball. All number 10s, as the guys have said. And I just think he's that could be his undoing. I just feel that quote there, just there when he says, "Let this be a lesson to us," that's a phrase that you would use when you were sort of picking over the bones of a defeat in a youth game. If that was Jock Wallace, and I know it was a different era, after a game like that, he wouldn't be saying this is going to be a lesson to us. He speaks like a youth coach. The rhetoric's the same as a youth coach.
Yeah.
But my one point, I'm going to leave after this, I'm going to need to go, guys, is see with me with 1-0 down, be asking, try to go on the ball, try to make things happen, try to drive the team forward, head up, looking for passes. And he remind me a lot of Barry Ferguson. I think his style of play is no too dissimilar. And a real gem. But we see when the camera panned to Michael Beale, it looked like a wee boy lost. And go back and watch it. Go back and watch it. When you watch the highlights, you'll see what I mean. That's a worry for me. But anyway, guys, I love and leave these. Take it easy. We are a people.
Cheers, Muff. Cheers, mate. Can I just touch on something before we go to the manager's thoughts, guys? Is there any of you think the fact that Kelly's actually played the competitive matches in the cup? Because to me they looked sharper, they looked fitter, they looked on point today. And I don't know if it's because, and I know we've played against pre-season games against better opposition, but it's not been competitive. It's been friendlies, whereas Kilmarnk has had 3 competitive matches in the cup. Is there any? Did that affect the game in any way today, Alec?
Nah. For me, no. But we can't look for the excuses. But I know what you're trying to say, pal. But no, we're a better team than them. We shouldn't have been needing excuses like that. They're playing in the League Cup sections now because they were finishing, outside the bottom 6. Christ, they only get relegated last year. But with their home record last year, I think they had 32 points out of 38. So only 2 defeats out of the 19 home games that they had. So we should recognise that they're good at home, they're good at what they're doing, but we should be better than them. So our attitude should be better than them. The ability of the players should be better than them. We spoke before the game. none of their players would get in our team. They'd lose Mail, boy for us, driving their defence and, throwing bodies. He's no good enough for our club, but our players aren't showing the heart, desire, effort. Everything that Kilmarnock had, we didn't, and that was the problem.
Colbert?
No, I think it played a part. I think they did look sharper. There's no doubt about that. They were fought as Ranners, mate. Let's be honest about it. Let's not kid ourselves on. The defence was solid. They didn't look like any goals. We didn't penetrate at all. Like Blue Star was right, didn't put any holes in them at all. But what I was looking for the day, with any victory, of course, whether it be ugly, whether it be good, whether it be indifferent, I don't care, just any victory, which we didn't get. But what I was looking for was some sort of skill showing, some skill level showing, some nice moves, some nice. No, the whole game, but I'm talking about now and again. You can see something there we're going to build on. I didn't see anything today. I had nothing at all. It's just the same chaotic defending as we've always had for the last 4 years. We'll go at it again today. So, nah. Everything we could do wrong, we possibly could do wrong, we've done wrong. And that's a fact, mate. And Beale says the team need to learn. He needs to learn. That's not good enough, mate. That's just simply not good enough. You can't walk away for this and just say, oh, we never had enough shots. Why did we not have enough shots? Is it the tactics? Are we just going to go out and play like this way again and not have enough shots again? And it's not happening. This is the only game it's happening. This happened all last season as well. You go and I don't see these 18 shots. Do you think we had 18 shots today? I don't remember seeing 18 shots today. No, I mean, what is he?
There's only 4 on target.
Aye, but what is he considering a shot? I mean, I've seen the one we can't, we're ballooning out of the barn. I've seen wee Raskins ballooning out of the barn going by the post, but I don't remember seeing 18 shots. I don't think anybody can remember seeing 18 shots. And certainly their keeper had an easy day today, a very, very easy day. And so did the centre halves, because every time we chipped the ball across the ball into the box, their player was getting to it. Every time we tried a through ball, their player was getting across our player, getting to the ball first. They beat us at the ball, and that's the sharpness you're talking in the airport. That's the sharpness. That's simply sharpness. We're half a yard away. When the ball's going through, we're half a yard off it, so they're in taking the ball. They've done it time and time again. We did not look like beating them today, mate. We've got to admit that. We just did not look like beating them today.
I just think
sorry, mate. Go for that.
I just think the first and second balls were last to them all, and that is the only difference. I'm not making excuses, because it was abysmal and we were miles off it. But I just think with that, match sharpness, Blue Star, you know what I'm talking about. I think their competitive edge was better, mate.
I get exactly what you're saying, but then I'll quantify that by saying when we've got 70%, I think it was 68% possession, we did not hurt them at all. As for Beale to come out there and even attempt to turn around and hit us with statistics like we had 18 shots, no, we never had 18 shots. And I don't care what they flagged up on Sky, I'm telling you, their goalkeeper was never made to work the whole game. So therefore, you're looking at it and you're going, well, why is he even coming out and insulting your intelligence? The whole point of the game is we're passage of play when we had all the possession, which we watched all last season. He's supposed to have brought better quality in. The quality on that pitch today was dying near impossible, because we never seen it, guys. Albert's right. Where was the wee bits of movement, the passages of play? You wanted to see something. We didn't see it at all. We did not work their goalkeeper the whole match. That's alarming. And it doesn't matter whether you're playing in a plastic pitch or anything else. When you're in possession, half the time we still weren't punching the ball. There's no tempo in our play at all, even when he changed it. And one of you mentioned Raskin. Raskin was trying to get the ball and at least run forward with it. And one of the times he got into their half, he came to the 18-yard line and there wasn't one single player had moved in their box. Not one. Now, if your players aren't moving off the ball, you've got nobody to punch it to. That's the whole point. The whole point. You must move. He hasn't got our players moving. They're like statues. And that's the alarming thing for me. It's pass and move. We've got no movement. None.
I agree with you, Blue Star. It's an easy game. The game is not difficult. as long as your system's right, and as you said, you pass and you move, you're taught it from primary school, and then through the ages, it's pretty simple. I'm still on the Bill train, guys. I still get what he's trying to do. I don't understand the formation yet, but I know Oxier's touched on it many times throughout the pre-season and the show and stuff. And it's the lack of creativity for the wide areas, like wingers. I just think he's touched on it loads of times, and I've heard you mention it, Blue Star, I've heard AK mention it, we're far too narrow, and it made it absolutely easy. We played right into Kilmarnock's hands today, because they played narrow. Like Smurf touched on, I heard it mentioned in commentary that they brought the pitch in as well, to make even the pitch narrow. The pitch looked dry to me as well, which again hindered us. But I don't use that as an excuse, because we as Blue, as Albert says, we train on a better pitch than that at Auchenhowie. So I never make the pitch as an excuse either. How does Michael Beale turn this around, guys? AK?
Well, going back to his interview as well, I don't want to hear apologies for your manager now. Let the caller come in then.
Yep.
Maybe I'll let the caller
Stuart,
come
how
in.
you doing, mate?
All right, guys, how you doing?
Very well, mate. What do you think of that today?
Yep. You know what? See, after the first 5 minutes, you just could see the writing on the wall. You know what really annoyed me was, it was like, you mind when Scotland played Spain? And Spain's the better team, obviously. But it was the way they played. You could see that Spain weren't enjoying it. And what happened with me is, you could see Raskin was always fighting with this guy. The guy was getting the better of him when he was kind of up against him type of thing. And they were getting angry about whatever. And it was a kind of mind game thing. And basically Kilmarnock played the mind game and put them off their game. And the things that worried me or bothered me was, you see Tavernier's face, his eye got his hands spread out like saying, come on guys, or there's not got any bite about him. And they were all like that. And Kilmarnock pick up on that. So that it drives them on, it gives them that extra 5, 10, 15%, saying, look at these guys, their body language just wasn't there after the first 5 minutes. And what I was thinking is, you could see what was happening after 10, 15 minutes. And what was really annoying me is, somebody said, they never changed anything. They just kind of ran with it. I mean, for me, you need experience on that part to play on that part. They've been there before, they've played on it before. A guy like Ruth, if he's on the bench, he should have been on the part, maybe doing a 4-4-2 type of thing. The ball played up to two big guys, it's bouncing about, and somebody's got a chance like what they had. I mean, some of your defenders, I call it like Bambi on ice. It doesn't matter where they're playing. It's happened against Celtic that time, that wee guy scored, I can't remember his name, Kogo or what was it. The ball's bouncing about and nobody's really getting their foot on it. I don't know what the hell's wrong with them. They're just sort of like rabbits in the headlights at times. But they've got this body language that allows people to kind of come onto them, and they know, these guys are they're not quite confident. They didn't look confident to me. They looked pretty nervous after the first 5 minutes. And that set the scene for me. I thought, this isn't going to be a good day. I thought a draw was probably, when it was 0-0 and midway through the first half, I thought, okay, this is going to be a draw. I just had draw written all over it. And for me, it was the body language, and you could see Raskin, he was always kind of, towards the end, he was falling on the ground a lot and putting his hands up to the ref. The ref's not going to give you, he's not going to give you anything. Okay, what I mean?
Yep.
And that one with Goldson, the guy had his heel in them. That's a penalty all day. Okay, what I mean? And they were doing that a lot. They came what to get away with. Where we weren't doing that, somebody else said they were not nasty enough, and they're absolutely right. They're too tippy-tappy. Okay, what I mean? It's really frustrating that they came what was going to happen. They knew what was in front of them. Yeah, they let Kilmarnock just dominate them at times at the back, and kind of sometimes in midfield, playing across the lines. They were sitting, just no bother, and they could have scored a couple of goals near the end too when we were trying to push up. But I'm just getting less and less convinced to be able to be honest with you. I really am.
We've got a unique way of using VAR, mate. Your way of using it is we just don't use it. Just don't look at it.
I know.
Nobody can argue with it. The one with Goldson was a penalty, mate. So why is that not going to the review? How's that not going to VAR?
He never had one arm round him. He had two arms round his belly, sort of thing.
So they just ignore it. Just don't go to VAR. That's the way you're solutioning it. Don't go to VAR.
I know, but Colum's standing right there. He must have seen it. He's got to have seen that. You know what I mean?
Aye.
they just didn't want to give a penalty. They've got this thing now, Rangers only getting a penalty today because it'll first game of the season. I don't know why be seeming biased type of thing. You know what I mean? Or whatever. Politically correct, sorry.
To be fairly honest with you, we didn't deserve it. That game. Nothing.
No, you're right. I mean, I'm not saying that they did, but I'm just saying that for me, it was the body language. And I hate when they all put their hands out like saying, come on, lads. I mean, whose fault it is? They're trying to blame each other because they were pinging balls over the tap all the time. And that was the game the day. We tried it, but we weren't successful because we never had anybody up the front. You know what I mean? We had a big roof up there.
Bob, what do you think of Stuart's comments, mate?
You know, I actually think as Kilmarnk didn't win that game, it was Rangers' failings. As I'd said at the start of the call, man for man, you know, we're a far better, you know, player for player, far better team. We never played, so that lets them into it. And they're just waiting for some of their mistakes. We were ranked rotten all day. They never beat us. It was Rangers' failings. And I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm not giving Kilmarnock any credit. My concern here is how bad Rangers were today. That's why Kilmarnock won the game.
They let them, for me, just play their game. We never played our game. We played into their hands all game long. And I think...
And I disagree with this then, being a good side. They're not a good side at all. You know,
no.
we are levels above them. And it's down to... it's the manager. He takes the brunt of this, and it's coming down to the players. As I said again, player for player. Rangers far superior pedigree these guys have got, but it's not happened on the day. That's down to the manager. It was very, very disappointing, and I mean, it's from my point of view. I give Kilmarnock no credit whatsoever. Rangers failed on the day. Kilmarnock capitalised. They got the win. They've got the win, and we have got to dig up where we went wrong, and I don't believe Kilmarnock a good side. I don't believe. See this plastic pitch game. That's another thing that gets my goat. I played football when I was younger, and what I like about this Rangers Radio is there's a lot of boys on here that is maybe at age of myself. They maybe played football in the 70s or whatever. See this plastic pitch game. If you've ever played on, it's red ash. See when it was frozen in the winter, and that winter ball was bouncing all over the place. That's a hard thing to cope with. When you're a professional football player on 20, 30, 40,000 £40,000 a year, you can bloody play in a pitch like that. You know, so I really, that gets my goat, that pitch carry on.
Going to start winding up, guys. Going to get final comments for you, Zo. Think that you've got a positivity. I'm still on the Beale train myself. I think he's got to take turn this round. It's only one game, guys. 37 to go. 37 games to go. This could be a harsh lesson that could spur us on and kick us on for the season ahead. So I'm going to wind up and get one final comment for the whole lot of these. Alec Kelly.
Positivity. Soon as started with a defeat away to Hibs. and also last man standing, that must have knocked a few today. Thanks for being on board with us, but and all better than the rest of you guys.
Blue Star.
It certainly wasn't what we were looking for. Positivity, they've got a game in front of our own fans on Wednesday. There has to be a massive improvement for every single player. There certainly has to be more structure and more movement. And boy, oh boy, there has to be far more fight. If they do that, then we should get through. But at the moment, they're unconvincing and there has to be a massive turnaround, guys. But thanks for having us on.
Well said, mate. Albert?
Squad meeting, mate. He needs a squad meeting with his players. He needs to sit them all down and get everybody get the point out. Because it's all right saying we know systems and blah, blah, blah. They might not be happy playing what system he's wanting to play. So you need to clear there. Because we need to talk about that and find out what went wrong. How are we so bad today? And I think it might be the system itself. They don't like it. They don't feel comfortable in it. So that's it. But it's not a bad day at the office, mate. It's only one game. We want to calm down. We'll get there. Definitely. I'm confident enough for that.
Stuart?
I think positive. I think it'll be a mega wake-up call for them all. They'll be sitting in that dressing room absolutely gutted, or they should be. And I really think they'll come out on Wednesday and do the business with this team. And I think I think they'll go on from strength to strength once it all beds in a bit better. But I'm still positive about it. I was just annoyed. I was annoyed with the body language today. That was the key thing that really annoyed me. The wee bits of bullying that was going on. The wee, as somebody said earlier, the one-on-one battles. We kind of lost that at times, you know. And I think we'll improve obviously, but I think we'll do well on Wednesday. I really do. On our own fans, sorted. Anyway, guys, thanks for taking my call on that, and hopefully everything's all right. I'm sure it will be. I'm sure it will.
Thank you, mate. Warren?
Well, listen, thanks for taking my call tonight. Positivity, it's not like me to be on the floor. I've come on here a couple of times. I go up Blue Star for his negativity. I'll tell you, I'm feeling it tonight. That was interesting about the game at Easter Road. That was there that day, since his first game. Come Wednesday night, we'll be right up for it. We'll all be, you know what it's like. We're here tonight, see tomorrow, and come Monday, we'll all be back up. Come Tuesday, Wednesday night, we'll be champing at the bit, and we're getting right into them, and we'll be full of confidence in Wednesday night.
Superb, superb. Well, can I just thank all the callers, Jim, Blue Star, Smith, Stuart, Warren, Andy Fairbairn. I think that's it. And if I missed anybody, I apologise. But thanks very much. Wee bit of positivity, guys. I'm still on the Michael Beale train. 37 more games to go. It's far from over. This team, once they settle down, will go on from strength to strength, in my opinion. Thanks for having your help, Alex Kelly and Albert. Thanks to the technical team, Old School Blue and Fox. And we'll return, guys. We'll return. Thanks very much for having us, guys. Good night. God bless. Cheers.
Good night. Good night.